Hey everybody, it's me Shane. I'm here to give you once again another Digimon Adventure 2020 episode review recap. Today's episode is episode 51 and it is titled The Mystery Hidden Within the Crest. Well, as you can see, that is a screenshot for episode 49 because apparently Hulu didn't re-up on Digimon Adventure 2020 for episodes 50 and beyond. I don't know why they would do that. So of course we had to watch it someplace else, and to make things faster, I took notes on here. Haha. So once again, please remember to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Appreciate everything that you guys do when you like and comment. It really does help out the channel. I'm trying to get to 100 subs. So I guess we can just get right on into it. We got our water here, and we're just ready to go. So, if you remember last episode, they finally beat Millenniumon. Well, it was a combination of Millenniumon and Millenniumon Z. We had the Spirit Ball version of Gaia Force, and we had Godramon, Holy Dramon. Really, really good episode. On this one, we see, Ty and Agumon, they got their corsages, and them and several others are resting. Actually, Mimi is just full blown sleeping, like on the grass with Palmon. And Koshiro's tablet goes off, and it turns out that it's Gerbemon. Gerbemon called him because, he hasn't seen clear skies like this before. Everything is very calm, and Tentamon is pretty much like, "Hey, we're kind of chilling out here. What's the deal?" And he shows him the crest of knowledge and says, "Have you seen this before?" Of course, he's seen it before. He sees it on his device every time they go to Ultimate, or every time they get ready to power up. And now that's where we get our little title intro. The mystery of the mystery hidden within the crest. And they ride past some dinosaur Digimon. I know they come from the Pendulum Z. I just don't know their names. They're relatively new, at least for me. And they're asking, where is he? And he's telling them, that's a surprise. They're going basically into this massive tree. There's lots of water, so it has above ground roots. And on each of the branches, there are more treasures, more things from the human world. TVs, phones, pardon me, so many different things. And apparently it's a place where all kinds of info is gathered, and several Digimon throughout the digital world come there, especially those who are highly intelligent and have a high propensity for curiosity, which we'll get into in a moment. Um, they're walking along, and with Komodomon, they're just flat out all walking now. Agumon touches the TV screen, all the other screens light up in response. Searchmon and our buddy Gerbemon appear with our Digimon, one of our Digimon of the day, if I can get to him. Wisemon. Yes, Wisemon. Wisemon. And he's in a book, but he's not in a giant book. He's in a regular size book. This is a ultimate level Digimon. He first appeared in, I want to say, he first appeared in Digimon Cross Wars, where his book got destroyed and he ended up making his new hub because the book was allowed him to go to different zones in the digital world. His new home ended up being Taiki's Cross Loader, which was basically the Digivice for that season. Um, One thing to note, I know I'm getting ahead of myself. They actually went through a temple that had Wise Ancient Mon, he was actually the one of the 10 warrior spirits. He's a warrior spirit of steel. This is what it looked like. Meant to turn off my messages. Sorry about that. Looks just like that. We're gonna go ahead and just read a little bit from Wisemon's encyclopedia entrance. Is Digimon completely shrouded in mystery, and it can appear anywhere in time and space via the book. Treating the book as a spiritual vessel, it frequently alters its shape to appear anywhere within the spaces and times which the book has connected. It is said that its true form remains within a separate dimension. Among researchers, it is rumored that it is in the same family as Piedmon. Ooh. Uh, and is of the same demon man type. The space time stones it holds in its hands are able to play back a record of space preserving. Oh wow, this thing's jumping everywhere. Preserving every event or object of the digital world within space and time. Its special moves are repeatedly preserving opponent's attacks within space and time, and then performing a high-speed playback and confining the opponent within the space-time stones for an eternity. Excuse me. Yeah, very. I hate to call him niche, but yeah, this one of Digimon was like you would if you've seen a lot of Digimon media, you would know him. He's quite interesting. Very the old version of him kind of treated everyone like they were lab subjects and lab rats. This one's just pretty jolly and jovial. He always mentions feeling complete joy from mysteries and knowledge and learning things. That's this kind of wise mon. And he even says, what is the digital world? Where did Digimon? Where did they come from? And where did they go? All these things that he studied brings him joy. And then suddenly, another throwback Digimon appears. It is Mechanorimon, which anytime I actually know a Digimon by name, I do have these Digimon pulled up. Mechanorimon, this guy right here. Yeah, you got this. Usually on the bad guy side. Apparently, this is a power armor type Digimon because you can see the little caps on the top. Actually, if I remember correctly, I think one of the Digimon Tamers had this guy. He showed up in the original Digimon Adventure Season 2. He's more or less a staple. He was in the Digimon Pendulum device, but inside his cockpit was this little Bokumon. I'm just gonna pick a random picture because it Bokumon. Yeah, this is the guy that hung out with Namon and Digimon Frontier. I'm gonna be honest with you. The black part of the mouth, why it's a beak, because of the English because of the English voice acting. I always considered him to be like an older man with like a 5 o'clock shadow, or just kind of his mannerism kind of gave him like the Queen kind of vibe kind of thing. But he never hated on the Digimon. He did complain a lot. I do have a thing for characters that complain too much, but this is a Digimon that is a knowledgeable scholar. That's why it's there. If you notice, there's a theme with several of these Digimon that you're going to see around there. Let me just go off of there. And a little word about Mechanorimon. It's a Power Suit Digimon and used exclusively by tiny Digimon like Bokumon, and is the first vehicle Digimon in the digital world. It is a unique Digimon that is unable to move on its own and capable of action unless being piloted by another Digimon. Considered a virus attribute, the pilot Digimon is probably what is the virus type. And it's still in development and is overworked, then it becomes a digital core. And that digital core will be completely overheated. Its moves are corkscrew punch called gyro break, and the little ocular lens on its chest, it fires a beam, and that's called twinkle beam. Yeah, just one of the cooler design Digimon that are like considered like a troop in my opinion, but I actually don't mind it. Um, so Coach Roll, as they're being led and carried more or less by the name, not name, by the Bokumon inside of the Mechanorimon, Coach Roll says it's like a lab, and this is where we get all of the different Digimon. And it's crazy that I knew 75% of these from name. There's Thunderball. We get Thunderball Mon, who is in a let me just move that. Who's in a round table circle with Pushimon, and Pushimon name does pop up. I will actually give you its encyclopedia. It's actually an armor level fairy type Digimon. It's a champion level, of course, and it's evolved through the Digi Mental or Digi Egg of Kindness, which is from either Tumon or Wormmon. Um, just owning a whimsical appearance. It loves to have his head stroked and share secrets with others, and it can be found singing songs when in a good mood. It, however, hates having its tail touched and will fall into a foul mood and refuse to listen to you if you keep trying. Its power isn't strong, but it has the strange ability to becalm its opponents. Furthermore, Pushimon of a green color are known to exist, but their numbers are very low, so their presence is considered to be quite valuable. Special move releases a soft light that causes a loss of fighting spirit and soothes the hearts of the enemy, called Hartner Beam. So yeah, apparently the green ones are just a common thing. I wonder if Wormmon turns into the green one. And oh, I almost forgot. I actually deleted the file for this, but this is Choo-Choo-Mon. This guy was in the circle with him as well, and was also with some type of pencil Digimon. This guy showed up in Digimon Frontier and rides on the back of Damemon, who is basically golden robot poop that turns into a ninja. One of the things I said about Cross Wars is while I don't like a lot of its attributes, given that it gets rid of levels, does have some very interesting Digimon. I will never ever take that away from that show. So let's get back to what's going on here. Uh, Digimon hierarchy. Like I said, Digimon high IQs and curiosity, which Choo-Choo-Mon is apparently a strategist Digimon, and they come and they share info and they debate. You see like stone ruins. You see like a facsimile of sphinxes. Apparently, Gerbemon was invited there, and has been making tons of discoveries, and a lot of stuff has been spread. And they come past this large pile of like white cubes, which Coach says, "What is that?" And Gerbemon tries to stop himself from saying trash, but it's literally trash. It's compressed, unreadable data. Basically, your trash files on your computer. I point because my computer's off screen, but trash files from your computer. And Wiseman says the enormous tree was discovered by researchers many generations ago. And as a result, those who want to study, those who do study, just continuously come there. There are many artifacts there, and it's a way for just a way for Wiseman to study along with other Digimon. And there's a room where all their crests are hanging up. Now, I love the fact that it's obvious that they look at their digivices because all of them recognize the symbols. And actually, in fact, they all walk towards their own corresponding crest symbol because they look at the digivices while they're fighting, apparently. I'm glad it wasn't a thing like, hey, what's that? But flat out, Wiseman says we call them crests. And they're hidden structures that are alone in all the directions of the digital world. And they're known to stop anomalies in the world. Doesn't know why, but yeah. And Koshiro says he's always wondered what they meant. And and at this point, each of them hold their digivice up. Their digivices are glowing. The crests are glowing, and it kind of get like a shimmering space background on the crest. And they're each holding up their corresponding digivices that are glowing up to the crest. And apparently, the crest is recording their experiences that they've each had thus far. Pardon me. We in fact even see Mimi, Ty, and Coach Rose experiences kind of flash by a little bit. Also, one of the things I was thinking about was why Wisemon's so small, but that's just I write down everything I'm thinking. So they hold the chosen ones in their Digimon hold the digital world's fate in their hands, and apparently Wiseman saying that they were more likely called by the Digimon themselves as well as the digital world. And Joe's basically like, well, we defeated the great evil that's going on, so everything's good, right? And Wiseman says, no, there's still a great catastrophe that's going to happen. Gerbemon informs them all the things that had gone on, like the missiles being shot at Tokyo, the satellite being dropped on Tokyo, all sorts of things that's been going on, still going on. And that energy that powers evolution, it's going somewhere. They can't find out where it is, but they believe that the entity that it's going to is still alive. So the worst is yet to come. Apparently, Millenniumon was just a stepping stone, and a Digimon that was basically a Evangelion angel destroying everything was just a stepping stone. The only thing I can think higher than that would be Apocalypse, and I don't even know if they'll actually go that far. I'm actually interested in seeing who's going to be the big darkness bad for this. We're only going up to 65, 70 episodes, so yeah. Um, so Wiseman says there is one thing that can happen, and one piece of information we do have, and he shows a blank white screen. They're all like, "Well, it's blank," and he's saying, "Yeah, but this is what we got." So I don't know what it means. And suddenly we see Soundbirdmon. We haven't seen Soundbirdmon in maybe over 20 or 30 episodes. And it comes in, and all of a sudden, this giant pink orc comes in with a mouth and just steadily starts eating. And at this point, it's eating and it's getting bigger. It's like Kirby without eyes. The Poochymon I showed you earlier come in with Mechanorimon and says, "Hey, important data is being eaten by this thing." And suddenly, popping its body through a hole up top with just the eye, slumps down, and Majin Buu style eats the Mechanorimon, the Poochymon. They get away, and we are now met with our new enemy. So this is a scary one, guys. It's Burpmon. Yeah, Burpmon. I'll read you this thing. This guy has no official encyclopedia. As a matter of fact, its only appearance was in the virtual pets, the Digimon twin left and right, and a Digimon turns into it when its weight gets over 80 grams. So it's constantly hungry, but almost no food will satiate it. It'll affect other Digimon that it comes in contact with, turning them into Burpmon as well. And it will usually change back to its original form once its weight drops below the 80 grams. Starving to death doesn't work because it'll just die, but you know, training is the best way to lower its weight. This was a older Digimon, kind of obscure, like the mini Decachorimon, big head mon and tiny big head mon. Yeah, that's this is the enemy. But as cute-ish as it looks, it is literally like Kirby. It's eating everything. And it's trying to make its way. It's trying to make its way towards the crest. And Agumon turns to Greymon. We get no sequences in this one. Everyone goes to their champion forms, and this thing's eating their attacks. Why it's eating their attacks? It constantly grows. And Gerbemon, being the ultimate here, that's not in the size of a book, brings out his trash can. He's gonna try to suck the thing in and put it into whatever weird dimensional space that's in there. It ends up sucking him in, but it spits him right out because Gerbemon is still garbage. And even Wisemon makes the joke. It looks like Burpmon has some type of peculiar taste or particular taste. So now that everyone's trying to push this thing out. They're trying to get it outside so they can deal with it there and not where all the crests are. Slowly, we get Birdramon into Garurumon, Greymon the Middle Greymon. So they're flying, trying to get it out. And then you get Altair Carpentarimon, who basically hornbusters the thing out. So as it's out, it's trying to bounce its way back towards where it came from. And Metal Greymon uses a Giga Storm. So Koshiro's trying to figure out how to beat this thing because it ate a Shadow Wing, and how are we going to beat something that's constantly eating? He's like, maybe we can overload it. He thinks about the garbage data. Everyone else, apparently everybody else went to their ultimate forms off screen because we have Wergarumon, Lilymon, and Zudomon bringing in the trash data along with dozens upon dozens of Mechanorimon. And they're all throwing this stuff into its mouth, and it's becoming an enormous size to the point where the data is now poking out of its mouth. A Hornbuster and a Gigastorm from Alter Kabuterimon and Metal Greymon is proves to be too much and makes the thing explode. Uh, you guys should look up the Yoshi's Island commercial for the NES where this guy is eating so much food he explodes. That's exactly what it was, minus the grossness because it's just all pixels. And it's eating data so much already. You can see the symbols of the data. And Koshiro saying, "I will actually help you guys retrieve this data and put it together." Because Gerbemon said, "Well, it's all scattered at this point because it was eating more than just garbage. It was eating actual important data." So Yamano's asking about this great catastrophe. Joe and Mimi are tired. They basically want to go home. That's what I said. That's the joke I'm making. Like they're saying, "Man, we've done all this. We still got one more thing to do." Ty speaks up and says, "You know what? As long as I got Agumon, I'm pretty sure everything's gonna be okay. We're not. I'm not doing it because it's our mission or because we're chosen. I'm doing it because I care about this world. I care about the Digimon. I care about Agumon. And obviously, everyone shares his sentiments because everyone else is smiling as he's speaking and after he's done saying this. And suddenly, all the Crest tablets start to glow, and each of them have a compass on their Digivices pointing in a different direction. So, we're going to get a Crest hunt. The Crest are the key to avoiding catastrophe. That's all wise mon knows. So, they gotta do the thing. But Ty's compass is spinning in a circle. Wonder what that means. First I thought, well, because he got some mega form already, right? But Yamato's didn't spin, just Ty's. Coach Rose says he's gonna stay there and help research and recover all the data that they lost with Gerbemon. The Holy Digimon, which I didn't mention, they tried to digivolve into their champion form. Well, the next forms. The Gatomon is a champion form. Tailmon is a champion form. They couldn't. They're exhausted. And actually, when explaining this, I believe it was Palmon. Palmon said, "Well, you guys did have an extreme evolution when we fought Millenniumon. You're gonna be exhausted," which they totally are. And Joe and Goldmon were talking about, "Yeah, you guys should really relax." Then they thought about the hot spring. So Joe and Goldmon are gonna take Takaru, Patamon, and Hikari and Tailmon to the hot spring. I'm pretty sure that's probably where they're going to either find the ability to turn into those armor forms or get to their original mega forms. But yeah, after Hikari had to convince Tailmon, hey, you can't just keep pushing yourself, which I guess Tailmon is being the motherly type in this show, just trying to keep pushing through to make sure everything gets done. But yeah, a little bit annoying, but it's part of the character development, right? Gerbemon, so everyone takes off. We have, uh, like I said, on Kodomamon is Joe and the kids. Actually, on Garurumon, Yamato's going out, and then three Mechanorimon to their own. It's Taichi, Sora, and Mimi. Then they're all just flying out. Koshiro's waving, and he has a pensive look on his face. And Gerbemon said, "Well, what's wrong?" And he says, "It's kind of interesting that Bertmon attacked right when we got here to learn about the crest. It can't just be a coincidence." And of course, we get the ending shot of them saying Wisemon's phrase about being overjoyed with learning knowledge and stuff because he's excited that something is afoot. And as dry as I'm making it sound, he was laughing about it because mysteries. He's excited. It's endearing. The episode ends, but our encyclopedia is Holy Dramon, aka Magna Dramon. Magna apparently annihilates all evil, and Koshiro makes the joke about, well, what happens if I paint Tentamon's wings? Excuse me, I'm pretty sure a giant holy dragon of God is not going to care. But next encyclopedia is Phoenixmon or Ho-Omon. And of course, our next episode is going to be with Sora and apparently Gargemon. They're working in mines. There's little Rossetti moles from Animal Crossing. That's apparently Taichi's there. I have a feeling that Taichi's the compass that's spinning, just as an excuse for him to go with everyone else and to meet up with them and to be there on their adventure. All in all, this is kind of an average episode. I appreciate all of the throwbacks. Again, they're giving us Digimon from Cross Wars, Frontier, the first three seasons. Pretty interesting. I didn't think they were going to go on a crest hunt. That's pretty interesting that they, instead of putting it in the middle, but putting it towards the end where it's like, yeah, you guys need this to beat these bigger things, which was, they needed the tags on the crest. They got the crest before, but they need the tags. So, I don't know how this is going to work. I really, really hope they continue with another season after this. At least, if we're not going to see these guys going on more adventures, show us Davis, Cody, and Yo Lee, please. I hear it's not doing well in the demographic they wanted to do in Japan, but nostalgia pays. People my age remember the first 2 seasons. Actually, remember up to the first 3 seasons. A lot of people want Tamers to get a reboot itself. So continue this and then do a reboot of Tamers. But yeah, I give this episode 3 out of 5. It was average. It wasn't bad. The none of the animation faltered. Just it was pushing the story forward. It's just now we're on another split up everybody quest so you all can get your power ups. So not bad, just average. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Please remember to like, again, comment, hit the notification bell when you hit that subscribe button so you can get notified of more videos like this. Of course, we give you the Digimon videos every Sunday. Share the video so others can see what a great time you're having and what great reviews I'm giving you guys. As always, I welcome you guys to correct me on anything that I have missed or anything that I am mistaken about in the comments as well. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys. Please, as always, be good, be blessed, wear your mask, wash your hands, Black Lives Matter, and I will definitely see you next time.